Hello, children. Good morning. This is the last chapter of the main course book, Flamingo. The title is Indigo, written by Mahatma Gandhi's biographer, Louis Fisher. In this story, Louis Fisher describes Gandhi's struggle for the poor peasants of Champaran. These peasants were the sharecroppers with the British planters. They led a miserable life and they were forced to grow indigo according to an agreement which was done with those British landlords. They suffered a great injustice due to the system that existed in Champaran. Gandhi waged a war for about a year against their atrocities and brought justice to the poor peasants. The story of Indigo is based on the interview taken by Louis Fisher. He is a biographer of Mahatma Gandhi. He has written biography on Mahatma Gandhi and he has spent years with Mahatma Gandhi observing his life during his later days. In order to write on him, he had visited him in the year 1942 at his ashram Sevagram, where he was told about the Indigo movement started by Gandhiji. The story revolves around the struggle of Mahatma Gandhi and other prominent leaders in order to safeguard sharecroppers from the atrocities of the British landlords. Louis Fisher, the biographer of Mahatma Gandhi, and this biographical sketch is from his biography. Louis Fisher was an American journalist, the son of a fish peddler. He was born in Philadelphia on 29 February 1896. After studying at the Philadelphia School of Pedagogy from 1914 to 1916, he became a school teacher. He served as a volunteer in the British Army, but he made his career as a journalist and worked for different newspapers. Louis Fisher taught about the Soviet Union at Princeton University until his death on January 15, 1970. The famous American journalist Mr. Louis Fisher came to India in the year 1942. He was in India for 2 months. The World War was in full swing. In the scorching heat of June, he spent 1 week with Gandhi in his ashram. Gandhi gave him 1 hour daily. He could also talk with Gandhi during other activities such as eating, walking, etc. Fisher wrote the book 7 Days with Mahatma. In this famous book, he has described the ashram life and Gandhi's likes and dislikes in a very touching way. He wrote that he never felt afraid in Gandhi's presence. His association with Gandhi was warm, healthy, full of joy and cordial. He found Gandhi a cultured, able and always refreshing and sweet person. Louis Fisher has described the wonders of Gandhi's personality in the book. Now, Louis Fisher made his career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times, the Saturday Review, and for European and Asian publications. He was also a member of the faculty of Princeton University, where he taught Soviet Union. There are a number of characters which we come across in this lesson. The story is revolving around Mahatma Gandhi, father of our nation. Then we come across Rajendra Prasad, who was the first president of India. By then he was a lawyer who rose to become the president of India. Then J.P. Kripalani, a professor in Arts College, Muzaffarpur, Bihar. We also come across Professor Malkani, who was a teacher in a government school. But these are all minor characters like Sir Edward Gate, Lieutenant Governor, whose reference is there. And Rajkumar Shukla, a major character, sharecropper from Champaran, Bihar. Then Charles Prior Andrews was a follower of Gandhi. Kasturba, wife of Mahatma Gandhi, reference to her is also there. We come across that. And Devdas, youngest son of Gandhi. But let us study a little bit about the major characters that we come across in this chapter. Very important character is of Rajkumar Shukla along with Mahatma Gandhi. The whole story is revolving around Mahatma Gandhi, but the episode with Rajkumar Shukla is very important. Rajkumar Shukla was a poor sharecropper. He was a victim of British landlords. Though he was illiterate, he was determined to fight against the injustice of the British landlords, and to fight them, he goes to meet Gandhiji to seek his help. It was because of Rajkumar Shukla that Gandhiji came to Champaran village in Bihar. Later, this struggle with British landlords became a turning point in the fight for the independence of India. Charles Prior Andrews. Charles Prior Andrews was an English pacifist, peace lover, who became devoted follower of Gandhi. He came to bid farewell to Gandhi before going to tour to Fiji Islands. Gandhi's lawyer friends insisted him to stay and help them in the battle, but Gandhiji strongly opposed, saying that they must not rely on an Englishman but on themselves to win the battle. Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, known as Mahatma Gandhi, was a highly intelligent and perceptive man. His fundamental principles were non-violence and self-reliance. Truth. His entire political campaign for the development of the country was based on these two principles. One is non-violence, the other one is truth. Let's see the main points of the story. So let's have a gist of the story before we go into this story and study this chapter in detail. Let's get familiar with Rajkumar Shukla. He was a poor sharecropper. Sharecropper. Now here he is to share his crop with the British landlords. So those who share their crop with British landlords, they were called sharecroppers. So he was a farmer, a poor farmer, a poor sharecropper from Champaran. And he wished to meet Gandhiji. And he wanted to complain about the injustice of the landlord system that existed in Champaran. Rajkumar Shukla was illiterate but resolute, very determined, and therefore he followed Gandhiji to Lucknow, Kanpur, Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Patna, Muzaffarpur, and then Champaran. Servants at Rajendra Prasad's residence. Now here the episode, because they thought that probably Gandhiji might be an untouchable. And the kind of treatment Gandhiji received from those servants who were serving at Rajendra Prasad's house. He was a lawyer who later rose to become the president of this country. Gandhiji considered as an untouchable because of simple living style and what he was weighing, and he was accompanied by Rajkumar Shukla. So he decided to go to Muzaffarpur. So Mahatma Gandhi decided to go to Muzaffarpur first to get detailed information about Champaran sharecroppers. So he wanted to know all the details about those sharecroppers, their condition, their predicament. He sent telegram to J.B. Kripalani, whom he knew, and stayed in Professor Malkani's home, who was a government servant. And somebody who was against the British staying in government servant's house, that was something very, very surprising. Indians were afraid of showing sympathy to the supporters of Home Rule. The news of Gandhi's arrival spread. Sharecroppers gathered in large numbers to meet their champion. And who was their champion? Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji chided the Muzaffarpur lawyer for taking high fees. So he chided, he scolded them because they were charging very high fees. Champaran district was divided into estate owned by English people. Indians only tenant farmers. So who were the landlords? These British. And whereas those farmers were tenant farmers. Landlords compelled tenants to plant 15% of their land with indigo and surrender their entire harvest as rent. In the meantime, what has happened? Germany had developed synthetic indigo, and therefore, for Indian indigo, the natural indigo had lost its value. So, these British landlords freed the Indian farmers from this 15% arrangement. They were supposed to grow in the 15% of their land indigo, and they had to surrender that entire harvest as a rent to these British landlords. So they said, okay, once Germany had developed, this natural indigo had lost its value, and therefore British landlords, they asked them to pay the compensation to get rid of or to get freed from the 15% arrangement. Many of the farmers were very happy, and therefore they signed this agreement because they thought that they will be able to get rid of this 15% agreement with the British landlords. But some of these farmers resisted and they engaged lawyers, and then landlords have hired thugs, gundas. Gandhiji reached Champaran during that particular time. He visited the secretary of the British Landlord Association to get the facts, but it was denied because he was considered as an outsider. Gandhiji went to the British official commissioner who asked him to leave Tirath. Gandhiji disobeyed and went to Motihari, the capital of Champaran, where a vast multitude, that means a large number of people, greeted him. Continued his investigation. So Gandhiji continued his investigation, and then he could make aware to all these farmers that it was mainly because of synthetic indigo. These British landlords wanted them to sign the agreement. He visited maltreated villagers. He was stopped by the police superintendent, but he disobeyed the order. Motihari, black with peasants, spontaneous demonstrations. So when they came to know that Gandhiji was in trouble, then there was spontaneous demonstration when he was arrested, and Gandhiji was released without bail. And it was a triumph of civil disobedience movement. Then there were a lot of discussions, and Gandhiji agreed to 25% refund by the landowners, the British landlords. And it was a symbolic because they had surrendered their prestige. Gandhiji worked hard towards social economic reforms, alleviated their distress, aided by his wife. Then Mahadev Desai, Narari Parikh, they also came and they all worked in Champaran for the social upliftment and economic reforms. Gandhiji taught those people a lesson of self-reliance by not seeking help of an Englishman, Mr. Andrews. Now let's see the summary of this chapter, Indigo. The story Indigo is written by Louis Fisher. He narrates Gandhi's struggle for the poor peasants of Champaran. And these poor peasants were sharecroppers. So these peasants were sharecroppers. They used to share their crop with the British planters, with the British landlords. According to an old agreement, the peasants had to produce indigo on 15% of their land holding. And the entire crop of the indigo they were supposed to surrender to these landlords. Around 1917, Germany had developed synthetic indigo, and therefore the demand for this indigo, which was grown there in Champaran, had lost. So the British planters now no longer desired the indigo crop. So therefore they wanted compensation. So to release the peasants from the old 15% agreement, they demanded compensation from these peasants. Most of these peasants were illiterate, they agreed because they were not aware that the British landlords wanted that compensation because the indigo which they were growing had lost its value in the market because Germany had developed synthetic indigo. However, others refused. Lawyers were engaged to go to the court. At that particular time, on the request of Rajkumar Shukla, who was himself a sharecropper, Gandhiji came to Champaran. He appeared in Champaran. He fought for the poor peasants a long battle for 1 year and managed to get justice for them. The peasants now got courage and became aware of their rights. Along with the political and economic struggle, Gandhiji worked on the social upliftment of all these people and how their economic condition can be improved. He made arrangements for the education, health, and hygiene of the families of poor peasants by teaching the lesson of self-reliance. It was one of the ways to forward the struggle for Indian independence. The moral or the message of the lesson Indigo. You know that Mahatma Gandhi went to Champaran to fight for these poor peasants who had an agreement with the British landlords. The story Indigo highlights the unequal economic system that existed during colonial British rule and how the Britishers exploited these poor peasants. It resulted in Indian peasants suffering while the British planters exploited them. It also highlights the importance of Gandhi's decision to take up their case which exposed the unjust system. Thank you. Goodbye.